The filmmaker said, "This coffin heist is so unimportant, let's film it in washed out colors and interweave the opening credit sequence through it. Oh, and also kill all the epileptics in the audience." Okay, things are about to get exciting. Truck driving down a mountain road in Albania. Intrigue is about to come out of every corner in this scene. Oh, it's just a truck delivering coffins? No one will be seated during the truck delivers the coffin scene.
Slaughtered, oh man.
Previously on Taken. What you need to remember is that Liam Neeson killed everyone, not just in this scene, but in nearly all the other scenes. Wait, all those dudes Liam Neeson killed in the first movie are being buried in the exact same remote mountaintop cemetery at the same time? Is Albania that small?
We'll not rest until his blood flows into this very ground.
We will forget that we tried to sell his daughter into sexual slavery.
It's Saturday, 2 o'clock.
Somehow both Lenore and Kim forget that the obsessive Brian is going to show up today to give Kim a driving lesson, and she's gone to her secret boyfriend's house. We're talking one phone call, a rescheduling. You had one job.
She's at her boyfriend.
Man, she got over that kidnapping and sexual slavery thing really fast. Wine at 2 p.m. suggests that frequently getting kidnapped is the least of this family's problems. Damn, 4 missed calls? How long have you been making out without making any real progress to miss 4 calls? The only thing Liam Neeson is killing in this scene is the mood. Also, Maggie Grace isn't my girlfriend in this scene. Of course, she's playing an underage girl who doesn't even have a license, so maybe she shouldn't be my girlfriend in this scene. But then I'm gonna send it for having Maggie Grace play a 16-year-old with a straight face. So, movie is f***ed either way.
GPS.
I had it installed in your phone.
Also, note to Kim, don't leave naked pictures of yourself on this phone. He will look for them, he will find them, and he will kill them.
I hear so many scary stories of goings-on with people your age.
You know, like the movie Taken?
Perfect. Why couldn't you do that in the test?
Maybe I didn't really want a license.
Is it the character that really doesn't believe what she just said, or is it the actress?
Listen, of course I know where you're coming from, but you've got to trust me to figure this out.
What, the driving or the sex?
And don't go running a background check on him with your friends.
I won't.
Because I already have. Ha ha ha. Meanwhile, in Paris.
Where is he? I don't know.
How did the Albanian dudes even know this guy was a friend of Neeson's? Oh, forget it. I'm sure that's not important at all. Did they believe he actually knows Brian's address or something? I mean, even if he says Los Angeles, are they going to be able to look him up in the phone book like the Terminator did? And how many Brian Mills are in LA anyway? Way more than the 3 Sarah Connors, I'm sure.
Why didn't you and Kim come with me?
Sure, what the fuck? You said earlier you were going to Istanbul, right? And you're both the ex-husband and overbearing father to these two? Sounds fucking perfect. Let's drop everything and do this thing you're suggesting. Well, it just wouldn't be a Taken movie if we didn't bring back Brian's bullshit army bodyguard friends over a lousy-looking cookout, now would it? So what, Jean-Claude told this guy, I don't know where he is, but there's a guy in Albania who totally does? Go find him? It sure is lucky that Brian had a job in Istanbul, or else how would these guys ever find him? Also, how does this random, unknown, unexplained Albanian asshole know anything about Brian's security detail in Turkey? I mean, this is nonsense, right?
Istanbul.
Not Constantinople?
Welcome to Istanbul.
Prepare to die. Hey, need a generic Eastern Bloc bad guy? Hire this guy. He always kills in that role.
The daughter is staying here, so what can we do?
Why are these Albanian revenge assholes talking to each other in English?
Will you tell me what's going on?
It's okay.
How is Brian able to use the driver's side mirror from the back seat to realize they're being followed?
Tell me what's going on.
Lenny, there's no time for this.
There isn't time to say someone's following us? Brian now tells Lenore she needs to act casual, walk through the market, take a taxi, get back to the hotel, and call security. But why can't he go with her? The bad guys have lost them. They're nowhere near them. Instead, Brian decides to take the bad guys through downtown Istanbul and engage with them instead of simply ducking into the market with Lenore, losing them completely. F***ing daughters, man. Does this girl ever have her ringer on? 90% of the trouble she's in always comes back to the fact that she can't hear her damn phone. Also, if he can't get in touch with Kim, why doesn't he call the hotel security on his own and tell them they have a problem? Make sure his daughter is safe and tell them to guard both their rooms. Bad guys instructed to take Brian alive start shooting wildly at his windshield. Oh, f*** you. Nobody saw him go out the other door? You guys ran into him with a van pointed forward. You somehow missed a door opening? You assholes couldn't even see Brian leave the car earlier. You're just gonna figure out where he went and find him just like that? Also, Brian is an expert badass, as we've seen time and again. Doesn't he know to take the inside track of the stairs to avoid being seen just in case this very thing happened? Or hey, how about not running like a guy being chased? Also, convenient box warehouse is convenient. We interrupt this Taken movie to bring you Bourne, the retirement years. Oh look, I missed 5 calls from my dad. Oh. This chick really hates phones, doesn't she? How do these bad guys who just captured Lenore 10 blocks away know where these bad guys are who just found Liam Neeson? But sure, go ahead and make any phone call you need to right now.
Listen to me carefully, Kim.
Your mother and I are being held at gunpoint, and even though there's no reason for them to allow me to do so, they're letting me make this phone call. Also, movie finally gets Kim to answer her phone, but it does it at a moment where the phone call shouldn't even be allowed to be made.
I'm gonna be taken.
Roll credits. Previously on Taken. Also, why isn't she already taken? They have hundreds of guys trying to catch Brian, but wouldn't it have been easy to just take her already? And maybe it would have been easier to take him if he knew they already had her. Guys, I have one more phone call to make. So did these guys need to take a lunch first before coming to kidnap Kim?
She's in room 422.
No, she's at the pool, which these bad guys should already know because of that one dude in the lobby who already noticed she was staying behind, right? I mean, if you have enough henchmen standing by to send this many guys to this hotel to get the daughter, then fuck, you have enough henchmen for her to just have been followed from the moment the dude noticed she was staying behind.
1, 2, 3.
Brian talks out the time, the directions, and what he hears instead of just keeping it to himself, but figures if the bad guys are going to let him make phone calls, they'll let him do anything. Kid in danger who's tired of waiting for the elevator will now conveniently decide to take the stairs.
No kosztu.
Why isn't anyone checking the dad's room right now anyway? You have more than enough guys to take down someone of her size to be checking every single place all at once. Keycard suddenly doesn't work because it senses fear.
You hold them,
You mean this guy doesn't know? What happened to everyone's phones?
take them to the shop.
Did this Albanian revenge-bent asshole hire an all-English-speaking crew for this job or what? It's not like the movie hasn't shown us Albanian people speaking Albanian with English subtitles because it f***ing has. Ah, birds, the screenwriter's best friend, harbingers of fake tension and creators of jump scares. A shoe? In a hotel room? Well, that definitely means the girl went out the window. Next door window luckily opens for Kim when she needs to get to the next room. I mean, this is Brian's freaking room, right? He'd leave the window unlocked like this? These assholes risked their lives because they found a flip-flop. It takes an average of 2.4 years to open a closet door. Also, this random asshole died at the exact right time so that Kim could live. Seems like a fair trade to me. I mean, Kim is way hotter than him. Security guys show up right as the bad guys meet at the elevator. Well, this shouldn't be an easily escapable situation. There was definitely no need for a pat-down. Seriously, did they not hear all the stuff he did in Taken? They can track his ass down through the thinnest of leads, but they can't do basic things like taking a phone away from him. Also, why not have someone on the inside watching him? Outside, sure, but you can't spare one guy to watch him on the inside? It's bad enough Brian put this bullshit on his leg before going out to dinner with his ex-wife, but then the movie goes and gives us this hacky sack bullshit. Brian is apparently Pele.
Can you get out of the closet safely?
Man, how f***ing fortunate that the bad guy bent on revenge decides to just put Brian in an unmonitored holding cell for a while so he has time to give his daughter directions.
I want you to go to the balcony with the grenade. Is there a safe place you can throw it?
In downtown Istanbul? Sure, lots of places.
Run back into the room. Keep the phone on so I can hear the explosion.
Why the f*** do you think you need to instruct her not to turn off her phone? Is she in any danger of hanging up right now? Cops investigating a murder don't notice this chick speeding away down a hallway. Kim just happens to find an open locker with clothes that fit her in record time.
And I have come to take you to Tropoia.
Does this guy realize how stupid that just sounded? I'm here to take you to another place to kill you. Why these guys didn't already just go ahead and start taking him there is beyond anyone's comprehension. If this dude's plan is to take Brian back to Albania to face the people whose lives he ruined, why waste time with this cut your wife and make you watch her die bullshit? Is it just so Kim has time to get there and save them?
I won't let anything happen to you or to her. I promise.
Unkeepable promises.
The girl has gone. I'll be back as soon as we get her. Then we move.
Why are you leaving? You haven't lifted a finger this whole movie. Now you're leaving because Brian's about to go Liam Neeson on all these assholes and the movie still needs a villain later? Even in an emergency, it's a dick move to stiff a cab driver. Furthermore, the villains decide to go with the tie the hero up in a place where he can easily cut his bonds maneuver. Maneuver.
Set off another grenade.
Kim and her father are dicks to Istanbul. Kim sets off live grenades at the main Istanbul marketplace and no police come looking for her. But you can bet your ass the bad guy's henchmen hear it and go looking for her. Without even looking, Kim throws another grenade. It probably killed a family of 4, but thank God she can find her dad now.
Go out and check what's going on.
More Albanian bad guys in Istanbul speaking to each other in English. Oh wow, now isn't this just the MacGyver of all holding cells? As Brian fishes for whatever gun part he needs, the holding cell suddenly has numerous corridors the bad guys need to navigate before getting inside. Alright, Liam Neeson is finally killing people in this scene. You know, when we did Skyfall, we gave it a sin for ripping off this rooftop location from Taken 2. Now that we're doing Taken 2, it, we're giving it a sin for ripping off the location from Skyfall. If that makes you laugh, awesome. If it makes you rage at the inconsistency, well, also awesome. Ah yes, just what this movie needed. A rooftop chase, jumping from roof to roof. Tell me when this gets exciting. I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. One bad guy jumps but clotheslines himself on some kind of wire. When second guy jumps though, there aren't even any wires anywhere that could possibly have snagged the other dude. These assholes went through a maze of rooftops and had a huge head start, but whatever. He wasn't gonna kill her anyway because bad guy.
Where's Mom? Is she okay?
She's safe. She's safe.
Back at the holding cell, barely conscious, with the main bad guy still running around, but safe otherwise. This taxi driver just leaves his keys in the car, because when you're a busy taxi driver like he is, you don't have time to pull the keys out that are safely in your pocket. Why are these assholes back? Weren't they looking for Kim? And we know they didn't find her because she was here the whole time, and no one called them because Brian killed them all. So shouldn't they still be searching for her? Why even bother turning off the ignition? You know the car's not going to start when you need it, and she's going to need to get out of here in 5 minutes anyway. Brian keeps leaving his hot female family members alone in dangerous settings. Why are the Albanians keeping Lenore alive? Or keeping her at all? They come back, find all their buddies dead, the main captive is gone, and their first move is grab the bleeding woman whose ex-husband didn't even want her? Suddenly badass Liam Neeson, who can cut down a gazelle from 300 yards with an ice pick, can't hit bad guys' tires when it matters. What the fuck is this asshole doing? Remember, he left because Kim was still out there and they went to go find her. But now he's at that house where his base of operations is. He hasn't even gone back to check on Brian and Lenore. He decided, f it, I need to sit down in this shitty chair for a while. Almost getting revenge is exhausting. Funny, this car started up so easily when Brian stole it a minute ago. And these guys are just sitting around too. The search for Kim must have consisted of yelling out in the street, Kim, Kim, and getting no answer, they gave up. Okay, all these cops heard was that an officer was down, and they started driving toward the area. I haven't heard anything about a taxi being at the scene or what the taxi's call numbers are, but here they are spinning their car to stop a taxi for no reason in the middle of the road. Where did these assholes come from? Alright, those guys are dead. Where did these assholes come from? This is the toughest damn taxi I've ever seen. It doesn't get in any way damaged after all the police chasing, getting hit, running into fences, and smashing through gates. How are you missing? It's not a shitty car chase if there's not suddenly a train that threatens to smash both cars. Don't worry, I'm sure there are more bad guy vehicles ready to pop out of nowhere in a few seconds.
Here, don't stop.
Why do you need to do this? The bad guys behind you are dead. Now that you're at the embassy, chill the f out for once.
Call someone to make sure we don't get shot.
I still don't understand why you did this. Maybe you were worried about the taxi being wanted by cops, but why didn't you just make the call after the bad guys were dead and ask your buddy for a favor before smashing through the f***ing entrance? Also, that's a pretty big f***ing favor Sam's about to pull off with a simple phone call. I mean, they nearly killed a bunch of soldiers with that stunt. After crashing a car through the gate of the U.S. Embassy, Brian apparently was simply allowed to leave rather than answer any angry military questions about his actions. Previously on Taken 2.
At least my daughter is still alive.
Why would you say this? Fortunately for Brian, all the same sounds that were being made along his kidnapping route are once again being made. Slowest torture ever. Hello, that sounds like an Albanian dog barking. Metal gates that should definitely be creaky go silent to help Brian go Splinter Cell and gain stealth points for this takedown. Can't we have a bad guy who's not also a rapist for once? Never once is there a guy facing the door when Brian comes walking through it. Brian reaches deep into his bag of tricks and pulls out a WWE sleeper hold. Funny how you missed the tires a minute ago. So strange your aim came back when it comes to hitting a guy 5 floors up behind a railing. You had him. All you had to do was sit here and wait until he walked by and then bam, he's dead. But no, you stuck your arm out for some reason. What the fuck? Also, where did all these guys come from? Brian killed all those dudes back at the shop, and 2 van loads of assholes got smoked before they destroyed the U.S. Embassy. But now there's 100 other guys to kill. All of them could have been used to better effect earlier to guard Brian or find Kim, but instead they're here, totally whacking off until Brian showed up. I'm glad to see that the Brian walks through the nondescript hallways scenes that we enjoyed from the first movie made it into the second one as well. Neither of these guys shoots right now. Forget those weapons, we're fist-fighting cliché. All Albanian henchmen are worthless until you get to the penultimate bad guy who is a sudden badass.
You have other sons, and if I kill you, they will come and seek revenge.
They will, for sure.
Why aren't they in on this revenge party then?
Because I am tired of it all.
Taken 3. Also, Liam Neeson would be great at CinemaSins. Lenore wakes up and starts talking just after all the killing is completed. Because we care about Brian's personal life, movie refuses to end at the natural place. This touching driver's test father-daughter moment reminds me of the father-daughter bonding moment at the end of the first movie, when he took her to a pop star's house to sing for her. Whatever happened with that? Was she as bad at singing as I think she was?
I'm sorry, Ma, I just ordered 3.
Well, actually, the order said 4.
I ordered the 4th one.
That's cute, but even though I know you want to surprise your parents with the boyfriend showing up, this is a pretty f***ing stupid way to do it. Yeah, we're just 3 weeks removed from a second traumatic experience in our lives. Sit down! Let's have a damn shake, why don't we?
Dad, don't shoot this one. I really like him.
Brian has never shot any of your boyfriends. He shoots bad guys. This is one of the laziest let's give the family a nice laugh as we pan back pieces of dialogue ever written.
Are you ready? No. Lenny, I need you to be ready. I need you to be ready. Welcome to Istanbul.
Istanbul was Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Oops. No bullets.
Stupid, Hans?
What did it sound like?
You have no idea at all where they took you.
No. They threw me in a trunk, drove around in circles. It could be 100 miles away. It could be next door. It could be underground. It could be in a skyrise. Forget it.
Well, did you go over any speed bumps? Gravel? How about a bridge?
Bridge. Yeah. 4 bridges in the Bay Area.
Now what?
Bumps. Rough ones.
And then what did you hear?
Cocktail party.
What?
Drove through what sounded like a cocktail party.
Wow. We've got something in common. We both know our guns. You're not having any fun, are you, Sean? Why don't you come with us? Try terrorism for hire. We'll blow some shit up. It's more fun.
The moral of the Taken series is really, well, don't travel anywhere. But if you have to travel, I think the secondary moral is bring snacks. Brian and his ex-wife head out to dinner and all hell breaks loose, and then before you know it, they're fighting for their lives without the energy and nutrients provided by the tasty snacks at NatureBox. At naturebox.com/CinemaSins, Brian could have stocked up on peanut butter and jelly granola, cheesy pretzels, and a host of other delicious snacks that would have provided nourishment and given him an edge over his attackers. Hell, they let him make that phone call to Kim. He probably could have ordered some NatureBox right then. I mean, it wouldn't deliver instantly because physics, but then the next time Brian's hot family members get in trouble abroad, he'd be ready. naturebox.com/CinemaSins. If there are delicious snacks available to be delivered once a month with free shipping, and there are, I will find them, and I will eat them.